morning, everyone. Welcome to the Bits of Tips video podcast. My name is Bill Torelli, and today we're going to discuss my home office lab, which has been a labor of love since about 2018 and has really come along quite a bit since that time. So I'd like to talk about it and give you some information about a lab that evolved tremendously over a period of about 6 years. Um, this lab is, I would suspect, one of the most robust labs you might find, um, at least throughout the state of Delaware, and very competitive, I guess, against other labs that live streamers use, to produce their video podcasts. So um, my background is really as an engineer architect. So in addition to doing live streaming, I do a lot of other work that revolves around virtualization. I worked for VMware for a number of years and have a lot of experience in large data center virtualizations. And so this lab is kind of a mini footprint of some of the larger installations I've worked in. So with that, I'm going to move to a slide deck that pretty much will give you a really good idea about the type of lab that I've built over a number of years. So here we go. Whoops, sorry about that. Wrong slide. Let's get back to the beginning slide. So my home office lab, again, I said is a labor of love, and over a period of 6 years. And the first slide I'm going to show you after this one is what the lab looked like around 6 years ago. 6 years ago, this lab just consisted of, you can't really see it, but a MacBook Pro 2017 in the lower right, a Dell 17-inch video monitor, CalDigit TS3 Plus hub, an 810 mini ISO, a Logi keyboard, and a little hub that's connected to the CalDigit TS3 Plus, which has a few thumb drives plugged into it. Now, I really didn't do too much with this lab. When I started, it was, I'll term it the way that Alex Johnson terms it as gear acquisition syndrome. I really didn't know much about what I was doing in terms of live streaming, so I started throwing a lot of equipment against the wall, thinking that I would start out with a fairly good lab that would allow me to do live streaming. Haven't done much of that at all. I really didn't do much of that at all other than to buy equipment and start to do a lot of research about what it would take, to do live streaming. I had all the pieces in place, but I really didn't have a lot of experience in terms of putting together a live broadcast, or for that matter, a video podcast. And so I kind of was circling the airport for a while. It took me some time to start to learn, what it would take to do live streaming. And certainly I had all the components back in 2017, but I didn't really have the knowledge to produce a live stream, at that time. So roll forward 7 years, and this is my lab today. As you can see, it's a very robust lab. From left to right, it consists of a StarTech 42U rack which contains a number of components that are part of my lab. Um, a number of servers, a number of routers and switches, a QNAP NAS, a UPS from CyberPower, and a number of other smaller hubs that are contained in the rack. As you move to the right, you will see a Rodecaster Pro 2, and above that is a confidence monitor that's plugged into an A10 Mini Extreme ISO, which you really can't see. It's underneath the monitors, the dual monitors, under a small platform. As you move to the right, you'll see an Sony a6400 camera with a small Blackmagic video monitor mounted to it. As you move to the right a little further, you'll see a Rodecaster Pro 2. A Stream Deck XL. And a little bit further to the right, you'll see my Mac M1 Max Studio, and right next to it, you'll see a Sonnet Echo Express chassis, which is connected to the Mac. Moving further to the right, an iPad Pro, and that's about it. And my very comfortable chair, which I purchased a few years ago, which is very comfortable sitting in a lab for a number of hours a day. And of course, as you see behind the chair is a beautiful view of the Angola Neck Preserve. I live in Lewis, Delaware, and my office, or the back of my home, on the first floor of my office is a view of the preserve. It's a beautiful sight. So moving forward, I wanted to show you a picture of the StarTech 42U rack. This rack really doesn't have much to do with the live streaming and video podcasting that I plan to do. It really is, though, the central network or nerve of my home, which is a smart home. And in this lab, there is a number of high-powered servers, routers and switches, and a QNAS NAS that I use to do other work as a consulting architect and engineer. Moving forward, you will see the Rodecaster Pro 2, and above that a confidence monitor, which is connected to my A10 Mini Extreme ISO. And next to the confidence monitor is a Sony a6400 camera, which is probably one of the first purchases I made back in 2017. I really wasn't thinking about live streaming at that time, but it was I wanted to purchase a really good camera, and eventually ended up as being my primary camera in my lab. Above that, you'll see a Shure MV7 microphone mounted above, where I sit, so it's out of view, but it really does a pretty good job as far as the microphone is concerned. Next slide, a little bit of a closer view of the Rodecaster Pro 2 and the confidence monitor, and of course my Day of the Dead mug, which is filled with coffee every morning, maybe 1 or 2 cups. That's what I usually have. Moving forward, you'll see my desktop, and as you notice, there are dual 27-inch monitors that are connected to the M1 Mac via 2 CalDigit TS3 Plus hubs, which you cannot see. They're actually sitting behind the monitors on the platform, the raised platform. And in the background, you'll see behind the Stream Deck XL is the A10 Mini Extreme ISO, a HyperDeck Pro Plus, which I really don't use much. It was a purchase probably that I probably shouldn't have made, but at the time it seemed like an interesting device and I wanted to add it to my lab. But I don't really use it much in terms of video playback. I mean, Ecamm Live has really provided a lot of the facilities that have really kind of replaced the capabilities of this HyperDeck Pro Plus. The next slide shows you an extended view of the desktop. And the focus really is on the M1 Mac Studio, which really is the primary computing resource that I use in my video podcasts. And right next to it is the Sonnet Echo Express chassis, PCIe chassis, that's connected through a Thunderbolt cable to the M1 Mac. And in that chassis right now, I have a dual NIC, 10 gig NIC PCIe card. And the plan is within the next week or two to add 2 DeckLink quad cards that allow me to plug in other video components like my phone, my iPad Pro, and a few other components that right now are going through the A10 Mini Extreme ISO video switch. One component that I didn't mention that's right next to the Sonnet is an Apple TV 4, and that as well will be plugged into one of the ports on one of the DeckLink quads. So at this point right now, it looks like once I have the quads in place, they will replace, or really they will contain or be, all of the video components that you've seen so far, which would include, you know, the HyperDeck Pro Plus, my iPhone 12 Pro, which you didn't see. I was actually using it to previously to video some of the components in my lab. And additionally, the DeckLinks will also be connected to the iPad Pro, the Apple TV, and I'm planning on buying an OptiSpot Tail Air within the next few days, and that will be connected as well. So essentially, the A10 Mini Extreme ISO will be replaced by the PCIe DeckLink quad cards. I really don't want to give up my A10 Mini Extreme ISO. I may put an HDMI switch in between it and the other components that are going to be connected through the DeckLink quad capture cards. So, and that is planned probably over the next couple of weeks to do that. As you look at this slide, every day that I come into my office, I have the benefit of looking out my windows and my sliding doors to a beautiful view of the Angola Neck Preserve, which is protected land in the state of Delaware, and it has a lot of historical meaning behind it. So if you've seen my other video about introduction and welcome to my video podcast, I talk a little bit about Lewis, Delaware, and there's a lot of history down here in terms of early settlements that were here back in the early 1700s. But I enjoy this view every day, and it is really a beautiful setting. And here's another view of the Angola Neck Preserve. It's amazing that we have the amount of wildlife that comes through the back of my yard, from deer to foxes to ospreys and herring, blue heron, even have bald eagles. Every once in a while I'll see fly by. So I really do enjoy this view. It takes my mind off of, what I'm doing during the course of the day, and just gives me a break to kind of like chill out and just enjoy this beautiful setting. So that's really what I had to show you as far as my lab is concerned. It really has progressed significantly from the time that I started it, back in 2017 to today. And certainly it's maybe overkill for some live streamers, but for me, it is an extension of what I did in my career. And if you're interested more in, the components of this lab, I'd be happy to, go over some of the components, specifically, the components that are housed in the 42U StarTech rack. There's a lot of technology in that rack that I utilize for other purposes. Being a consulting architect and engineer working for VMware for many years, I was responsible for architecting very large data centers that utilized VMware's virtualization solutions. So that rack is really just kind of a mini footprint of some of the larger data centers that I worked in over the years. So that's about it. I appreciate your time, and I thank you for viewing this video. And if you have an inclination, please subscribe to my channel. I'm getting started with this channel, and I have a lot of knowledge to share, and I'm hoping I can share it with all of you. So take care, have a great day, and may the bits of tips be with you. Thank you.
Couple nights at the flat to be real. hell couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write to give a piece of myself to the page, I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm
See the
made.
truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young, tell me reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on the necklace.
Light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up. Well, well. Light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up. Well, well. Light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up. Well, well. Light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up. Well, well.
That's all, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Bill Torelli signing off.